Hey everyone, and welcome back to BeamNG.drive. Continuing doing the missions on Utah, should probably finish them within this video or the next one, and then move on to West Coast, I think is the last one. In the last episode, we did some crawling, I believe, and then the first asphalt, I always say asphalt for some, but we then did the first asphalt race, which was a hill climb up over there, across the bridge, and up to the top. And then the next one is, I believe, a loop starting right there that just goes around this lower area. I'm pretty sure. Haven't done it yet, but I've looked at the map. Either way, I'm having difficulties choosing which car to use. This is only really a couple of the vehicles that I have that will perform well during this. It's not very bumpy. I did do a couple practice laps just to see which car would likely be best for this one, and the rally car, probably not. I'll probably use the rally car for the one, if there is one, that goes up along the edge of the map over there, because it can be quite bumpy and there are a few jumps. So I'll probably use the rally car for that. This track FCV is really good. It's really fast. It's really twitchy. Like, little inputs go a long way with this one. Handles really good, but the back end still needs a bit of tuning. It slides out kind of easy, especially under heavy braking. It likes to wiggle a lot. Covette's really good. If anyone has seen my Covette on the Nürburgring, that is this car. It's really good. This is the car that I'm recreating in career mode. It's really good, and surprisingly it has rally suspension, not race suspension, so I might also use that for the one over there, not this one. This is my first track car, and it's really good too. Then we go over to, the actual real, like, full-blown race car. And this is what I'm likely going to use for this one. It's super predictable, very fast, handles really well. This is my street version, which is way, way too fast, but it would also likely do very well. This is the grippy one, which I feel like could have a better top speed. My hopper, but I had to make a track version of it just because, why not? It's the best I could get it without mods. There is a modded version which has limited slip front and back and an all-wheel drive transfer case instead of four-wheel drive, but this actually handles surprisingly well. I'll put a link to this up either in the description or in a card on the top if I remember to. And then this is the truck I used in the last episode. It's a variant of my track version, but this has all-wheel drive and a supercharger. So, I feel like, I don't know, I'll use this one. Might as well. Like I said, it's probably going to be the best overall to use. I also still have to turn my game volume down a tiny bit, but it is turned down. Okay. I thought my volume was at full, but it's only at 50%. Oops. Putting it in gear at the right time would help. So yeah, I think this will go the best. Typical Civetta Scintilla. No boost, just the straight V10, I think it is. So, let's get into the race. I think this is road course 1. Make sure really quick. A bit of a long intro to this video, but I honestly really did not, road course 1. I really did not know what to use for it. And with that quick glance, it looks like the next ones will be more of a rally, so let's see how it goes. Alrighty, road course 1. Typical time trial stuff, and we're doing 2 laps. So let's just see how well this goes. Not sure how loud the car is going to be in recording. Beam is usually really quiet when I record it, and then in post it ends up being a little too loud, so we'll see. But like I said, I did practice this loop a couple times, a few laps, and it went pretty well with this car. It went better than the other ones. The other ones can't hold quite as much speed around these corners, which is the main reason why I chose this. And then it doesn't get all squirrely under heavy braking, so hopefully this goes well. Oh, okay. I was going down the highway. I did not realize this the course went down this way. So maybe something with a bit more suspension travel would have been better, because this road here is fairly bumpy. But this should do fine, even over the little jump that's coming up. Usually get air here, like that. And then right up here, I usually get air too. So, trying to take it easy along there so I don't wreck anything. Right corner here. Yeah, most of my other vehicles like to slide off that corner, so. Jump. Yeah. Aside from the bumps, this is definitely a good car to have chosen. And then same there. So I probably should have chosen the blue 200BX, but oh well. Or even the D-Series. The D-Series might have handled it a bit better. Focus for this second lap and get a decent time. I should have braked a lot sooner. Hopefully that didn't throw it off too bad. Yeah, it's pulling to the left now. Quite a bit. But I don't want to restart, so I'm going to try and just finish. Actually, you know what? I will restart and use the blue 200BX instead, because it's just gonna do a bit better. It doesn't have the same grip. Yeah, this is the normal one in my car pack, Turbo's Fave, but then this version has rally suspension. So let's try this again. Just quickly get into it. It's only on sport tires, so it's not going to have nearly as much grip. It doesn't have nearly as much downforce. But overall, it should be able to hold a fairly similar speed. Unless I understeer too much. Now it's already pulling to the right a tiny bit. Definitely have to carry a slower speed, but I think along the bumpy section this is going to do a lot better. Sometimes you just gotta make little compromises like that. Do I go for all-out speed and handling, or do I want a bit more suspension travel and stuff with a little bit less speed and a little bit less handling? And apparently less braking. Interesting. Let's try this again. Alright, I'm gonna try and focus as much as I can this time. This is by no means a track car. This is supposed to be a street car that's pretty much as good as I could get it, hence not being on slick tires and so on. And then the suspension should soak up these bumps, no problem. With how the beginning of this video went, I might go a little bit longer than usual just to try and fit in as much as I can. But we'll see. Yeah, it's already handling these bumps way, way better than it's supposed to. It's what it's made for. Scintilla was bouncing around like crazy around or along that straightaway before. Yeah, much better. It is nice having the race dash though, being able to see what gear I'm in and whatnot. A lot easier than having to look down at the corner, but oh well. I still have the nitrous set a little too high. I do need to tune this a little bit, but definitely going better. Not as fast, obviously and clearly, but maybe I'll make a version of the Scintilla that's set up kind of like this. More of a race spec, but with rally suspension to handle all the bumps and stuff. I could have used my off-road version of it, but whoops. Shifted too low. Or too soon. Right. Nitrous. Soon. And there we go. I can still rev at the end of the race. It's kind of funny. Alrighty. That could have gone a bit better. Oh, the other cars are still here. Cool. Interesting. All of them but the Scintilla that I switched out. I'm gonna remove them all. Oh. And jump to the next mission, which is a rally, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we did the... Might not have done any crawls in the last episode, but we did the knockaway and jumps. I know that for sure. So, mixed stage 1. Ooh, that's pretty long. It looks like there isn't going to really be any dirt, though. This section here will be dirt. And then it goes back to asphalt. So I do need something that, well, oh, and we're going this way. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my rally car. It's not going to have the top end, but it'll be good for the curves and the bumps and stuff. And it'll be good for the dirt bumps. bunch off the line, but oh well. And this only being on thin rally tires, it's definitely lacking in the grip, but I could also probably use that a bit to my advantage. Oh, I forgot how tight these corners were. Drifting is not faster than going around a corner normally, but if I can keep my momentum up and just kind of let the car do what it wants while guiding it to where I need it to go, it should be fine. Try to lock up the brakes as little as I can. For being a mixed stage, I figured it would have had more dirt than just the little section that we're going to come up to in a bit. And for most of this road, the Scintilla would be fine, but as you can see here, there's a lot of bumps and stuff that would really mess it up. Uh-oh, turn! Oops. Oh. I'm just gonna keep going. Because, you know, that's what rally cars do. I'm surprised it didn't take too much damage to the parts that really matter on that. Like, the alignment's mostly fine. Like, it seems to be going straight, it turns when I want it to. That could have went way worse. Okay, and just after the bridge, we will jump onto the dirt road that we can see there on the left. Don't know when I should be braking for the corner, though. I should have practiced these courses a bit more. Now we're on the kind of stuff this car's built for. The corner is tight and blind. Oh. I've flown off that corner so many times, and this one. Being a lot more cautious now, I don't want to crash again. And this is where having a nicer top speed would help, but I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, it's definitely going to top out along this section, but along the highway. My street version of the Scintilla does double the speed of this thing, but it would not handle the dirt or the jumps at all, so bit of a compromise, but oh well. And there's the end. Not too bad. I'll definitely be going through some of these again, at least the time trials, and getting new, better times for them, but as I've said a few times, this first time through, I just want to check everything out. Dead Man's Loop. This will be interesting. A lot more dirt. This section here is going to be asphalt till we get up to here, and then it should be all dirt until here again. So I think I'm going to use a rally car again. But I'm going to use a different rally car, actually. I'm going to use this one. Just because, I feel like. Got a different engine. It's way more stock than the other one. Alrighty. Yeah, as I was saying, Dead Man's Loop, typical time trial stuff, but like I said, it's way more stock than the other one, stock body and stuff. It's just a lower class rally car. But I think it'll do just fine for this course. It might even have a higher top speed than the other one. I think it even has the stock transmission in it. All I really did was change the suspension and rip out everything that I could for weight reduction. But coming along here, I should have used like a hopper or something. Oops, that's neutral. And it's 2 laps, so hopefully I don't destroy it on this first time around this part. Definitely a weird section to take a rally car along, but if I have to, I will switch to a hopper. Possibly my Baja version? I don't know. It would definitely carry more speed along here. I'm so worried about bottoming this thing out and ripping parts off it. Oops. And doing stuff like that. And totally messing up my alignment for the rest of it. Like I just did. We'll see how this goes now with a messed up alignment. Oops. Goes even more. Yeah, this thing's not happy now. Ooh, broke the axle. So, I am going to switch to a hopper. Because it's just gonna go much better. And I will use the Baja version since... actually, I'm gonna go with this one. Because this is built for a rally. Alrighty. So, the steering is pretty weak on this thing, but I have a feeling it'll do a lot better up on top of this hill than a rally car will do. Or a normal rally car, I should say. This definitely is not going to handle as good as a rally car, or go as fast, but it will handle this much better. This has, I believe, limited slip front and rear differentials with a normal transfer case in the middle. And it's got like 33-inch tall tires, I think, 33 or 35s. So it should handle all of this no problem. And when I get to the higher speed sections, as long as I'm careful, it should do alright. Just trying to stay off of all the rocks and stuff to the right. Kind of like that. Did not want to hit something. Or do not. On a side note, while I'm kind of doing this and thinking about it, I didn't hit that side, thankfully. But yeah, on a side note, I've been experimenting with some livery vehicles. So fairly soon, I'm going to upload a video comparing... Trying to focus for a second. Comparing all of the delivery vehicles I've been working on. Oh, this takes a slightly different way than I thought it did. Should still do fine. pretty top heavy and understeery, so I can't carry a ton of speed through the corners, but for that first section it was definitely needed. I could just go a little faster and not necessarily be careless, but not worry as much because of the bigger wheels, higher ride height. Uh-oh. And that's what I was afraid of. This isn't really going the greatest either. I'll try again one more time. Definitely a bad launch to this one, but if I need to, I will switch to a D series. Because independent suspension would be much, much better for racing than a straight axle. But the D series is also bigger, but we'll see. I was hoping to get more of the races done in this video too, but oh well. That section there can throw your alignment so easily. Or just completely obliterate your suspension. I could probably change the gearing of this thing a little bit as well. Surprisingly, speaking of delivery vehicles, I hit up a hopper just to see how it would go, because I would like a delivery vehicle that can go pretty much anywhere, and the hopper makes a pretty good delivery vehicle, surprisingly. With the way the steering is done, it's like a Y-link. It's a very bad design for the steering. But aside from that, having so much weight on the rear end makes it light on the front. But it works as a pretty good delivery vehicle. Not a ton of space, but with a trailer, be good. I'll likely use the H series though, because it can hold the most cargo. Aside from a transport truck, of course, but driving a transport truck around in the city and doing deliveries isn't always the great. Just too big. Didn't go flying off that corner this time, thankfully. I also can't use my handbrake since this is four-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive. The handbrake will just slow down all of the wheels instead of just the rear wheels. Which is why I made a mod for this that puts in an all-wheel drive transfer kit for racing. Makes a bit more sense than having it locked all the time. It's better performance, better handling. You can use the handbrake for tighter corners if you need it. I could quickly switch between range status, but that will also switch to or low, and that'll be a big pain in the butt. It'd be nice if they still had the range and status separate. Oh, crap. Hopefully that didn't mess it up too bad. Nope. Ooh, yeah, that did. That took out the steering. That's what I mean about the steering on this. It's just horrible. We are at half an hour, So I'm technically out of time, but I really want to finish this race, or this course. So I'm going to grab the D series and certain version of it, this one. I've used the general race one a lot, but I think the quote-unquote rally one will be best for this scenario. Alright, hopefully I can get this done and finish the video. And this also has an all-wheel drive transfer case instead of four-wheel drive, so I can actually use the handbrake. Also a lot faster. Probably tuned better. The hopper one needs a little bit of work. Stay a bit more to the right this time. I'm gonna straddle the hole in the rocks. Gonna be a bit more quiet this time around and focus a bit more so I can actually complete it. Crap. And I gotta go unlock the door really quick. I'm back, just had to go unlock the door really quick. Either way, hopefully I can line this up properly, post again. I hate having to stop recording in the middle. Can actually use the handbrake right here. Line it up. Here we go. First lap went pretty well. Hopefully this lap will go well as well. I 2 successful laps. Finally. This truck is a lot of fun to drive. It's not like amazing for crawling or anything, but as a high-speed off-road vehicle, it is so much fun. It soaks up the bumps. It handles pretty well for how big it is. Probably do a little bit of work to it, like tuning-wise, but it looks like it needs to be towed in a tiny bit, maybe a bit more camber. I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, as usual, if you have any tips or tricks or anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave it in the, or any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And as always, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.